It's so hypocritical, and if only we could just capture that hypocrisy and turn it into electricity, we'd never have a shortage again. We'd never have a blackout again.
M.Canavan.
Thank you, Madam Acting Deputy President. Well, I welcome this motion because finally, the Greens and Senator Pocock, who's moved this, recognise that we need fossil fuels. We actually do. We need gas. At least this motion is all about seeking to increase the supply and demand for gas in Australia. Now, I've sat through many lectures from that end of the chamber saying they wanted to shut down the gas industry, that we need to move away from fossil fuels. But now we have a motion saying, oh, no, we actually want to increase the supply of gas in this country. So I recognise the belated arrival of the Greens and Senator Pocock to the land of common sense, that we actually do need energy and a supply of energy to maintain industry in this country, to keep our jobs, to keep down prices. So at least they're in, maybe I shouldn't have said the land of common sense, they're in the universe of common sense now, on the outer orbits of that universe perhaps, but at least somewhat in the vicinity of getting close to the right idea. But they're still a fair way to go, I think, from providing a real solution to the energy crisis in this country. We just heard then another lecture saying that somehow it was these terrible, evil companies that have caused this crisis. Well, if it weren't for those companies that invested in LNG in my state, that built the LNG trains in Gladstone, we would be in real strife right now, real strife, because we wouldn't have this gas. And may I remind the Senate, through you, Madam Acting Deputy President, that the Greens opposed all these projects. They opposed the building of the LNG facilities that now employ thousands of people in central Queensland. They oppose the development of the gas fields of Western Queensland that are now effectively providing the gas needs of Eastern Australia. They've opposed all of it. And now, having opposed their origin, they want to keep the proceeds for themselves. It's so hypocritical, and if only we could just capture that hypocrisy and turn it into electricity, we'd never have a shortage again. We'd never have a blackout again. We would have a surplus of electricity if we could charge ourselves from the hypocrisy that comes from the Greens' political movement. But now they blame these companies for causing it, and they want it all to stay here. They blame this export industry now for causing this energy crisis. Nowhere have I heard how they tackle the inconvenient truth that actually the largest exporter now of liquefied natural gas in the world is the United States. The United States is the largest. They've just overtaken us in the last couple of years. We were the largest exporter. The US now is the largest. The United States have the cheapest gas prices, certainly in the developed world, one of the cheapest prices in the world, and it is supercharging their industry. And this is not a Donald Trump thing, for those who might be angry with him. In 2024, the US produced more oil than any country in any year ever under Joe Biden, under President Joe Biden. They've had a massive renaissance in oil and gas development alongside the development of a very strong, indeed the world's strongest, export industry of liquefied natural gas. So it's not LNG alone that's doing the issue here, it's causing the problem. Because if it were, why isn't the same impact being felt in the United States? The problem is not the geography of our exports of gas, it's the geology of the oil and gas under our fleet. And if the Greens and Senator Pocock, with all respect, Madam Acting Deputy President, if they had any knowledge of the gas industry, they'd actually come to this place with some facts and figures about how much it costs to develop oil and gas in this country, and therefore what sort of price we'd be able to achieve. And the fundamental problem we have is that our coal seam gas fields in Western Queensland, as great as they have been in keeping us somewhat full of gas, they unfortunately do not produce oil. They only produce methane, and the average costs of their production are higher than those, particularly in the United States, but also in other countries as well. So whatever we do, and I'm not against some form of reservation policy. I was the minister when we first established the Australian Domestic Security Gas Mechanism that I know this government has built upon, but the reality is we will not force the price of gas below the cost of production. If we tried to, it would just stop. The production would stop. What we need to do is develop new gas fields, particularly in states like Senator Hodgins Bay. I mean, that state bans fracking, and now they're complaining and want to take all Queensland's gas. I mean, again, how much hypocrisy can you get? If you want cheap gas in Victoria, that Senator Hodgins Bay apparently wants, You need to develop the resources, the gas resources of Victoria. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple economics. And so I do want to see a lower gas price in this country, but it won't happen until we get serious about developing our own resources.
Thank you,